Hello, everyone. So sorry for my absence. I've actually been a little bit unwell. I had to move countries, continents actually, and now I'm feeling better. Once we moved past the all-time high near 75,000, I kind of also stopped trading too much, just holding on to some spot positions that I've built up. Because the way I usually trade is that there are 3 months in the entire year where we have this kind of a move, right? Bitcoin went up 40% in a span of 8 days after Trump winning, right? And we have had no significant sweeps in the entire way up. So this is why I always say that when it's a bull market, you should always have a lot of spot. The reason is simply because I took a few trades, back when we were here. If you guys remember me saying, I was very heavily buying 59K. And then earlier in August, we were buying 53K. I could not catch the 49K low, but it's fine enough. So, we bought these with leverage, but what has happened is that I bought here and then I sold here, right? And same thing, like we got a few longs here and then we sold here. So that's kind of the reason why you hold a lot of spot, and that's also the reason why I keep adding to my spot stack. So whatever I make during the week, I set a limit order for to buy it, like to buy Bitcoin -5%. So whatever I make this week, whatever will be the weekly closing price, I'll just start buying. Like, if let's say we close the week here, I'll start buying spot from 88,000 till 82,000. And I'll keep doing this till we reach 108,000, which was my minimum target for this bull market. And that's how we'll go. Enough chit chat. Let's talk about the market. In fact, hold on, I'm managing a trade on the side. Hmm. Yeah, sorry. I was in a couple of scalp positions, so just managing that right now. All right. So yeah, as I said, no sweeps, and this kind of makes me a little bit bearish in the short term. I actually thought that we'll make another all-time high, which we were very close to. We were like less than $1,000 from all-time high, but we seem to be dumping pre-US session. US Open is in an hour from when I'm recording it. So either way, we've been just repeating the same pattern over and over again, where throughout the weekend, last weekend, we had like a huge pump, then ranging like upwards ranging week. Everyone was waiting for some sort of sweep. We didn't get it over the weekend. And same thing, like we had like a similar upranging week. We had a brief sweep here, and this is, if you guys remember, this was a test of the weekly VWAP. So we longed there. So if you look at it, this was the test of the weekly VWAP. So we longed on the test of the weekly VWAP here, and then we had the sweep, and we longed on the test of the weekly VWAP here, all right? And we got a nice long, I think scalp long. So this is it. But even this weekend, we did not have a significant sweep, right? There was no real significant sweep throughout the entire weekend. And even now, like during the week, we've just been repeating this pattern, and this is it. So I don't really think that we get a very big correction. Like, what can actually, the most probable scenario is that we do something like this and then head back to all-time highs, right? But then again, like I don't necessarily think that, we just keep pumping like crazy forever. If we just add a little bit of context, we've just entered this sort of new range for a while, and then we are back below the value area high now. We keep trying to push above it. So if we talk about levels, there's this supply level here. So this area is pretty decent supply, right? And we kind of keep grinding into it and then rejecting. And this is the same thing as we talked about when we were trying to break through our previous all-time high. So it is supply, and we are having a hard time, breaking through. But it isn't necessarily too bearish. Okay. And areas to look for longs at. So one of the clear areas is at the bottom of this structure, and we have this sort of gap here. So if we look at the volume on this run up, let's say we go for the previous election lows and then this run up, sorry, and then we look at the volume. This is how I usually take a look at the market. So we've had volume here, we've had volume here, we've had volume here, but like this leg up above a 80,000, like once we broke 80,000, it was pretty parabolic, right? So this is where you want price to be defended. So this lack of volume here and this node here. So if we sweep like below 85, so any kind of move onto this level, and then if we reclaim the lows, whatever, if we just, and even if it's a wick, like I'll actually be layering orders down here. And if we get that, on the first attempt, you want to long it. Okay, or maybe not on the second attempt, but first attempt, you want to long it. In fact, like I'm adding alerts to this as we speak. Yeah. So in case of that happening, we do that. For now, we just this was the pre-election dump that we had. So from that low, we're just using the VWAP bands. And if we come into this 83,460 level, I will be placing some limits to long that level hard, and then we just see what happens, right? As for order flow, uh, what we've seen is like today, Asia was buying up a lot. So we had like some sort of a low created, but ultimately, like these lows were defended, right? That's why I'll also be looking to the way that we have had spot TWAP us up, and then we're holding like VWAP somehow. So if we just sweep these and then move back up, I will be looking to long even 88,000 in that case, right? You just want to have that structure where you sweep some lows, but not all the lows. Because technically, we've this higher, higher, higher. We've had like a very big compression throughout this. And one of the reasons is because Sailor and US entities have just been constantly buying us up. Okay. So that's kind of the reason why if in the US session you see a sweep here and then you do this, that's all right. And essentially this sort of trend line structure is what you want to look for. So this trend line is actually extremely important. Okay. The reason is that if you look at just price action, it looks like a ascending triangle. And every single time we come onto this trend line, everyone tries to short the market, right? Right now, even I'm de-risking. So ultimately, it has to break, but we've had one, two, three, four, five touches, and this aligns with the VWAP, and we kind of keep holding it. Even now, like, yeah, we're dumping, but so many people are panicking, and it's like minus 1.56%. So I don't see a reason to necessarily panic right now. I do see a reason to if you are in alt longs, because I was. So I do see a reason to take profits or move stop loss to entry because recently what's happened in the past few hours is that open interest is up around 6% in the past 8 hours. And now we're kind of, taking out those positions. And even at these levels, right? So sorry about that. Yeah. So even at these levels, we're already like we have long liquidations, right? And these are not like extremely small liquidations. These are uh, yeah. So like $5 million of worth of longs liquidated just on this -1%, -1.5% correction, which is insane to me, right? So, but if we do correct, it's going to be sudden, right? I don't expect us to slowly chop down or something, right? Once because we've taken these highs, the ideal scenario would be to deviate this and then come down, which gives us like a short invalidation. Right now, we sort of had an SFP, right? I didn't take any shorts. I just took profit on longs as I updated on my Telegram. So this was a good area to take profit on longs and then just move the remaining stop losses to entry, which I did. But apart from that, I don't see a reason to panic just yet. So that's it for my outlook on Bitcoin. One of the things that I'll be doing from now on is have a Bitcoin only market update every single day. And as of right now, like all I see are long scenarios. If I see a short scenario, it's we kind of have to reject at this level again. And for that, you need, I mean, you don't need it, but I would prefer it. So just look at daily volume profile. And daily volume profile suggests that we moved past the value area high, moved down. Now we're just sitting at the value area low of the day. And we've been building value here for the past 6 days now. Okay. So for 6 days, we've built value here, built value here, built value here. And it's compressing, right? So this is not a structure that you want to short unless you have a failure at the highs, right? So right now we're just holding the value area low. And even if that happens, like I will be looking to short altcoins, I'll not be looking to short Bitcoin. So I do see a scenario where we come back up and then trade back down. And this is where people will sort of panic, right? But right now the scenario is that we just head up and then we see what happens, right? If we're talking about higher time frame levels, uh, the easiest level I can talk to you about is this one. One second. Yeah. So, we retested it here, we retested it here. So if we come down to the 75,000 to 73,000 range, and this is also aligning with Fibonacci levels for this rally, right? So if we come down even like 76, but more importantly, 75 to 73, if we come down to this, your only job on this 18% correction is to bid altcoins and to bid Bitcoin as hard as you can, as much as you can, right? And you have a very clean invalidation. If we start closing our daily below here, like if we start closing daily below 74,000 and we do it consistently, then your clear invalidation is when we lose this. If we do that, bull market is over, right? So, I mean, I'm just stating out worst case scenario, largest pullback ever or whatever. So take it with a grain of salt. For now, we just relax. We're at value area low. I don't see a reason to panic. And I've just been experimenting with this uh, EMA, like the EMA cross I created. And it's been pretty decent on the lower time frames, especially. So for now, I'm just chilling out and we'll see what happens. So every single day from now on, this is my promise to you, we'll have a Bitcoin market update before the US session. And then tomorrow or maybe tonight, I'll do a altcoin trading update and also like some sort of educational value through that how am I trading altcoins. Okay. So yeah, that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.